All right, so we're talking about counting hundreds, tens, and ones and using the base 10, which I'm assuming you guys did in November, December, because it says it's a review packet. So here we've got our 10 rows of 10. And of course, if we count by 10, it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So if we can count by tens, we have 100. These are individual blocks of 10. And over here, we have 3. So of course, 100 plus 10 is 110, plus another 10 is 120, plus 3 is 123. So of course, anytime we see a big grid like that, we're just going to assume that it's 100, but you're welcome to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So we've got 2 of those. So go ahead and add it up, and then I'm going to ask to check your answers. So go ahead and add that up individually. When you have it added up, raise your hand and we'll check your work. Ooh, I can see a hand in there already. Okay, so we got our first answer, which was 231. So let's check his work. So we have 200 here because that's 100, 200. And then we have 10, 20, 30. So we have 231. And I think he was correct. Good job. So go ahead and everybody as a group, go ahead and do the remaining 4 problems just like we just did. And then we're going to check your work. Okay, so everybody gave the answers to this. We're just going to go ahead and walk through how we knew this to be true. So this is 100, 200, 300. So we've got 300 there. And then of course we've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 300 plus 16 equals 316. So that person was 100% right. And now our next person solved this one and said it was 65. So let's go ahead and do the counting. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that person was right. We absolutely got 65. All right, and this last one, let's just do the counting to just double check the work. We had a couple people say it was 457. So here we go, 100, 200, 300, 400. So we got 400 there. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we have 400 plus 50 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 400 plus 50 plus 7 is indeed 457. So good job, people. Excellent. Okay, so we've been doing countdowns on all these. Just to finish, we've said 7:30, 7:35, 7:40, 7:45, 7:45 plus 5 is 50. And same thing here. So all we're doing is we're just showing this in 3 digits now, because we've been counting by 5s for a long time, but now we're just doing this in the hundreds. So 255, 260, 265, 270, and 275. So hopefully we didn't have any problem counting by 5s. I know our group didn't. Okay, so everybody's been solving one of these problems. I saved a couple of them for the video because what we're doing here, we're skip counting by 10. So when we do that, it's almost like using the arrows method. So it's 581 plus 10 is 591, 591 plus 10. And this is, you know, if we were to show it like this, adding it together, you would see it's 601. So we go to 601 And then of course we add another 10, just like the arrows method, and it's 611. Add another 10, and it's 621. And what we're seeing here is 0, 1, 2. So the only thing that's changing is the tens placement. So you could actually predict 0, 1, 2, and the next one's going to be 631 because 1, 2, 3. So, and then of course this last one down here, very easy to count by tens. 430, 3, 440, 450, because most of us should be able to say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. The only difference here is we have hundreds in front of that. So 430, 440, 450, 460, 470. So we should be able to count by tens. And you'll notice in each one of these, the tens placement is simply increasing by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So try to notice the patterns and it'll be easier to solve the problem. Okay. Do you have any questions about that? Okay, so this last skip counting exercise is going to be skip counting by hundreds. Most of us have done this before, so we do 243. This time we're going to focus on the hundreds placement, because remember, this is 100, this is 10, this is 1. So those are our placements. So we're going to increase this by 100. So 243, 343, and I'm going to go ahead and just highlight the hundreds placement on all these answers. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the tens and the ones placement remains the same. So 43, 43, 43, 43. So we have 243, 343, 443, 543, 643, and 743. So that's how we're going to skip count by 100s. So right now we're all going to take turns, and I'm going to need a volunteer, of course. Okay, so everybody has taken a turn counting off by 100s. I'm going to go ahead and do the last one. So it's 416, 516, 616, 716, 816, and we are done with our skip counting by 100s worksheet. Okay, so now we're on our representing numbers worksheet. And we kind of did this before a few pages back with the base 10 blocks, in that we broke down that, it was when we see 3 blocks of 100, it's basically 300 plus 10 plus 6. So, or in this case on the bottom one, 400 plus 50 plus 7. So we're kind of doing the same thing here, where we have the number word, we have the expanded notation, which is the plus, 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 plus. So for instance, in this one, 457 is equal to 400 plus 50 plus 7. And we did that, we just did that a few pages ago. So 457 is the same as 400 plus 50 plus 7. And you guys have been doing this for a while now, just kind of breaking things down that way. With the base 10 blocks, I can just go ahead and draw myself. You don't have to be precise. You can just kind of make a grid, and we'll assume you mean it's 100. I won't be counting every little block when I correct your papers. So I hate to admit it, I won't be counting every little individual square. So if we did base 10 blocks, we would have a group of 400 like that. And then of course we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 10 like this. You're gonna have to get your drawing skills going. So we've got 50, and then of course we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 457. And with the number word, it's basically 457. Like that. So what we're doing is we're taking this central number and representing it a few different ways. So one of them we're showing it with a picture. One of it we're showing, you know, the different parts, the hundreds, the tens, and the ones that we have to add together. And then of course we're representing it with the word 457. So we're going to do that with these other numbers. And you can do them individually, and then we'll check your work when you're done.